Lucas Sports. I ended up watching the Redeem Team documentary on Netflix. I finally was able to sit down and watch that over the weekend with my son. And overall, I thought it was a good documentary. It talked about everything about the history of people playing in the Olympics. And one thing I've always wondered is why did we not let American pro players play into the 90s? Also, it talked about how Doug Collins and them got cheated out of their, I believe it was 72 Olympics in Munich when they played against the Soviets at the Russians, but back then the Soviets, and how they added 3 more seconds on the clock and how he said that it always bothered him. And it also talked about how they talked a little bit about the Dream Team, and then once the Dream Team went around the world, or excuse me, when they went to Barcelona, it made the game of basketball even bigger. And then how we ended up losing the '04 Olympics. And when in Athens? Sydney. I think it was Sydney. Sydney or Athens, one of the two. Well, like I said, overall, it was a great documentary to talk about LeBron, Melo, Kobe, how they was able to gel with Coach K. And I think Coach K is definitely one of the greatest coaches of all time in any sport. But Coach K he told them to bring their egos there, and um, he was able to manage all those players. But one thing that I noticed, and I want y'all to tell me if I'm lying, I remember that they said who would win between the Redeem Team and the Dream Team. I'm sorry, I would have to go with the Dream Team. What I will say is, well, prior to them going to the Olympics, they lost the FIBA over there in Japan, and it was LeBron, Melo, D Wade, Chris Bosh, all these players was on the team, and they got over the hump because of Kobe when it came for the Olympics. And even when you go and watch those games, the game almost came down to the wire. Kobe hit some clutch points, D Wade hit some clutch points, but that was a pretty close game almost down to the end. With the Dream Team, they just blew every team out. Yeah, I know the game of basketball was different, but if you swap those players onto the '08 Olympics, I can see them blowing out those teams. Now, here's the thing. I know the Olympics coming up next year. Aren't they they're in Paris, right? Are we going to necessarily win it? I don't know if it's guaranteed anymore. The top players, Giannis, Joker, Embiid, Luca, none of these players are American anymore. And I remember when Yao Ming them got drafted, I would have never, and I think most people would have never thought that the majority of the top players now would not be American. Oh, Victor Wembanyama, I'm sure he gonna play for France. And you see, they're trying to make him the face of the league now. But overall, I think it was a good documentary. If y'all haven't seen it, check it out. But what do y'all think? Do y'all think that the Redeem Team could beat the Dream Team? And again, I don't think the Redeem Team would have won gold if it wasn't for Kobe. Kobe was the one that was the most disciplined. He got them on track. They was trying to go to the club, and Kobe was practicing at 4:30 in the morning. Kobe showed all of them how to be more disciplined. And one more thing, they talked about how they were saying who was the better player, LeBron or Kobe. I'm sorry, I think in '08 Kobe was the better player. And the next year he won the his 4th world title. Yeah, he had just went to the finals too. So, yeah, I think that in '08 Kobe was still the best player out of them two. But tell me what y'all think.